Hi, you're watching Minship LOL. I'm Minship, you're you, and today we're going to talk about MMO news. And Evie says hi. Ubisoft just announced its new gameplay trailer for the mighty quest for epic loots, which takes place in the Kingdom of Opulencia, which is a prestige feudal heroism community.
Boom! Did you see that? Oh, that's the fire thing I do when I want to kill everyone in sight. Now I'm just gonna kick these guys in the face, and I got a date with this treasure chest, baby. Mother always says that a man's home is his castle. And what a castle it is, am I right? I built that.
The premise seems to be that you collect as much stuff as you can, display it in your castle, which can be pillaged and looted by your neighbors. Okay. The premise seems to be that you collect as much loot as you can, which can be displayed in your castle, and then you create other castles or sort of like raid instances for them to compete in to get loot from your castle. You can take loot from their castles as well, so you basically fight against your neighbors. Here, take a look at this gameplay video. It seems pretty fun, especially if it's user created, which, if you think about it, is really great. It'll leave content as player created and always changing. Ubisoft has also started its English closed beta for Anno Online, which is a strategic management MMO. It's one of those games where you create and build up a city, and you expand and use the economy. I think you're able to play with your friends, attack other people, work with other people, trade, outsource, that sort of stuff. It seems kind of cool, so if you're into that sort of thing, you should definitely check it out. The new expansion, Helm's Deep, will continue the epic storyline into the western plains of Rohan, allowing players to take a direct role in the battle for Helm's Deep. There's new landscapes, new level cap, 95, new skills, new updated class specializations, and a continued storyline. Silent Future unveiled new features for Earthrise First Impact, which is actually a resurrected game. Earthrise, it's a sandbox MMO. I think the gameplay is like first-person shooter, which we'll be seeing in late 2013, late this year. So some of the features are like a dynamic faction system. There are 8 factions, and I guess when they say dynamic, they mean each of the factions affect each other, and so your gameplay, your story, your everything, how your hero is, your character is dependent upon the faction that you choose. There's open world PvP and a free skill system, which basically means you skill up whatever you want. There's no class system. You create the kind of class that you want all on your own. Sounds pretty cool. Also, speaking of open world PvP, there is friendly fire, and when you kill people, they drop stuff. You have a chance to lose your things when you die. Again, you can kill people who are of your own allies, your own faction, but there's like this karma / punishment system that I think is sort of built in, at least I hope it's built in. It's supposed to be like you could be a criminal, but the fact is that they said something about how criminals are also hated. Who knows? There are missions you can do. There's obviously some sort of epic storyline. Who knows what that means? Maybe the story is good, maybe it's not. I haven't played it. But the game itself, in the terms of how you can kill people, how you can kill your own team, and how loot seems to sort of work in terms of taking it from and off of other people. Seems like, when people die, that has an impact on your life and their life. The game seems pretty promising in that regard. That's something that is definitely up my alley. I enjoy that. All right, and last week I asked you guys a question about what kind of features in the game do you feel are just absolutely need to be in MMOs in order for the MMO to even be functional. Teeds88 said, "What do you mean by feature? Your example was cross-realm instancing group finder, but..." Oh god, I'm really bad. That's not a feature of the game? In my opinion. This one in particular is their fix for initial... That's exactly what I mean. It's something that you feel like isn't really necessarily like you just have to have it. It's not even like unique to a game anymore. It needs to be in the MMO in order for the MMO to be taken seriously. Next comment, which is by Mixdo. Advanced mouse binding needs to be an industry standard for MMOs. I recently played 2 MMOs, Age of Wushu and Ragnarok 2, and I could not map keybinds to my mouse buttons 4 or 5. I am immediately put off if I can't do a simple thing like binding keys to a gaming mouse. Okay. I can completely understand that. Like, being able to bind certain keys to certain things, especially for me at least, modifiers. I remember originally in Guild Wars 2, they weren't allowing you to bind modifiers. For example, shift 1, shift 2, control letters or whatever, so that you could, you know, put different abilities on different skills and still have them in like what your repertoire were for other MMOs. For example, a lot of my keybinds that I used for Guild Wars 2 were the same keybinds that I used in like WoW or Aeon or other MMOs that I had played, right? So that was really frustrating, and I absolutely agree. This is the kind of stuff that you need to have implemented in your game. Hick64 says, I'm gonna say endgame content wasn't always the hot topic of what MMOs offered. For example, WoW got away with unpolished high-level zones, no raids, or structure PvPs at launch. Nowadays, MMO gamers, including myself, are expecting robust endgame to keep their characters busy, and many MMOs have not delivered. This is a really interesting point. There are so many well-developed long-term games that have been out that it's almost embarrassing when an MMO comes out with something that is just nowhere near the quality of some of the MMOs that have been out for a while. Now, I know what you're saying, and I know I've heard it from a lot of people who've been like, hey, you know, it's brand new, you gotta let it like get its stuff. But at the same time, you think, well, you've seen what other MMOs have already been doing. You need to offer something new and different, and you can't necessarily rely on everyone to just wait for you to catch up with your MMO. If you don't have the things, especially specifically endgame or longevity things, time sinks, MMOs need to have really good time sinks that aren't things that we've already seen. All right, moving on to the next question, because I was rambling. And by question, I mean answer, because Yaya Broski, or Jaja, sorry. Your question, the answer is so simple. If World of Warcraft has it, you must have it. Sadly, the MMO world revolves around WoW. WoW has at least 10 years of development behind it, and most MMO players have at least tried it and expect the same features WoW has. Any innovative features are completely overlooked by consumers if the product does not have the features that they expect. This is exactly what I'm talking about. What are those features? I think a lot of people have said cross-realm battlegrounding, cross-realm instancing, being able to make it through low-level content without having to have so much of a group. I mean, WoW just implemented cross-realm, like, low-level stuff. So now when you're low-level playing on your account, it's able to, you know, keep you with other people that are also low-level, so it doesn't feel like you're so much on a dead server or something while you're leveling up. That is insane. And that's something that, you know, I really wish these MMO, I don't know, it's like so hard for any MMO to come into this industry at this point and not have something that isn't really niche-based or niche-based, in the sense that they need to have something that people really want to play, but that isn't necessarily, you know, going to grab everybody. Samuel Kneecap answer your question. You need two things in an MMO. You need freedom to create and style your character, ship, house, etc. You are the character, so customize. Other things needed is contactable GMs. Your players are your bug finders. Clear lines on communication is always confidence inspiring. I absolutely agree. I feel like a lot of these MMOs really need to get in touch with their player base, especially if their player base is smaller. They need to make sure to be communicative with everybody there, because these are the people who are playing your game, and you need to listen to them and listen to what they want. Because unfortunately, you know, a lot of these MMOs that are coming out aren't necessarily going to have a giant player base that is, you know, covering all aspects, that it'll just automatically, they're going to just love whatever feature you put into your game. No, they're not. You need to listen to them, and you need to make sure that the game is kind of catering to them. Now, at the same time, don't go too overboard. Don't lose your vision. But make sure to like notice what, wow, people are really enjoying this feature of our game. We should, you know, amplify that. So yeah, really great answers, guys. This week, my question to you is, what was it? Oh, my question to you is PvP in MMOs. For me, I really love that sort of free-for-all PvP, you lose all your stuff if you die, especially in MMOs like that. I don't really enjoy the PvP in World of Warcraft, but that's me. What do you guys like? What kind of PvP do you think would be like the perfect PvP game for you? How you would like it, what you would want about it, and yeah, explain it to me. Let me know so I can see what you guys actually like, and if I'm like in a minority, or if, you know, you're all, I don't know, smart like me. Super duper smart like me. Thank you again so much for watching. Please be sure to check out all of the links below from freetoplay.com, and I will see you next week, my darlings. Oh, he's a tiny little dog. You're so tiny. Hi. you doing? Don't lick my eye. If you lick my eyeball, I'll be so mad at you. Whoa, I almost dropped you. What's up there? What's up there? Do you see that? What's up there? Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself, Evie? Okay.